What I'm saying is that, what good for the goose, good for the gander, ain't it? Why they have to bring Kellan inside it? Why they didn't pass him here as other prisoner? So because he's a police, or you have to go and hide him inside it? No, to pass him here to let everybody, let the crowd see him too. Why you hide him for now? You hide him to come in and you hide him to go. Is that fair?
According to an eyewitness, the incident stemmed from an altercation among a group of individuals which involved bottle throwing. The eyewitness said approximately 7 to 9 shots were fired. Although he could not identify where the bullets in question came from, the eyewitness claimed that the victim fell face down with blood rushing from his forehead.
Emotions boiling over like an oil-down pot left too long on the fire outside the magistrate's court in Grenada today. Inspector Kellan Noel, yes, a whole police, stepped into court for the first time since that Sunset City Festival shooting that left poor Wello, real name Wellington Welsh, dead. Gone too soon. And now the whole town's watching with side eyes and heavy hearts. But let me ask you straight. If it was Wello who pelt bottle at a police before getting gunned down, how fast would people say, well, he asked for dat? Quick to judge when the uniform different, eh? But justice can't have favorites. It has to be level like a calypso stage before finals. One rule for all. Or none. Now they saying the officer needs special protection during trial. Protection from who? The same people you took an oath to protect? Or maybe, just maybe, the fear's now flipping back around. 'Cause when the system feel like it's cracking, even the badge holders does feel the shake. Don't get me wrong, courts must be safe. But let's not wrap up uniforms in bubble wrap and pretend that makes it justice. Either we all under law, or we living in a royal theater with no script. Drop your thoughts below if you believe justice should never wear disguise. Hit like and subscribe for more raw Caribbean commentary that don't sweet talk the truth, but serve it steamy.
I find unjust because you don't make nobody see nothing. You just pass the post behind my back and we never see your face. Everything just go unjust. Yeah. I feel hurt, my brother. What could I do? I just talking my rights, and that's unfair for what go on there.
That was Keisha and Alithan Welsh, the older siblings of the deceased 46-year-old Wellington Welsh. Tensions ran high outside the St. George's Magistrates Court on Monday as family members and supporters gathered demanding justice. A heavy police presence was evident outside the court, but there was no visible sign of Inspector Kellan Noel, who was taken to court via an alternative route. Noel is charged with non-capital murder in connection with the death of Welsh. Noel is also facing 3 counts of grievous harm related to injuries sustained by others during the same shooting incident at the Sunset City Festival in Victoria on April 27. The police officer was notably protected from public view, a move that sparked outrage from Welsh's relatives and supporters.
It is a firm demonstration of the kind of inequality you find within the judiciary, and the police system. When you oppress the downtrodden, commit petty crimes, there's thieves. They bring them in front of court, or handcuffed, with cameras all over them. But when those police officers commit their crime, they hide them. And we hope that the system will not allow him to leave this country. And, at this point where he's an inspector, I want to commit that crime, there is no excuse for it. And we are looking for 100 years for this gentleman.
That was Yasin Kibawi, chairman of the 360 Movement, political movement. Legal counsel for the Welsh family, attorney Anselm Clouden, also shared his view on this development.
It is rather unfortunate that the signal that is being given to the public at large is that something is amiss. The court was filled this morning with police officers of high rank. That gives a very confusing perception to the public at large. And one can only hope that justice would prevail in this matter.
Director of Public Prosecutions, Christopher Nelson KC, told GBN that this standard security measure has been adopted in the past and is not new or unique to police officers.
As you know, the court compound is not a secure compound. In other countries, accused persons are taken into court directly via special entrances to a basement or a special lobby, and they are never seen in the public. We do not have that facility. So in cases where there is a perception that there may be crowd control issues, there may be security issues, and given the inappropriate facilities we have. That measure has been adopted in the past. It is not unique to police officers.
Noel, who previously served as the officer in charge of the Victoria Police Station and was also the sergeant at arms for the RGPF, has since been suspended from duty. He appeared before Chief Magistrate Francine Foster and was ordered remanded to Richmond Hill Prison until his next court mention set for May 23rd. Shortly after, his attorney Benjamin Hood filed an application for bail with the High Court, the only jurisdiction authorized to hear such request in indictable matters. GBN has been reliably informed that bail was granted to Noel with specific conditions. However, these specifics have not yet been disclosed. Welsh, a father of 2 and a property caretaker from Nunparel, was shot in the head and died at the General Hospital after 2 days in critical condition. Family members of the deceased told reporters that neither Noel or members of his family have reached out to apologize for the unfortunate fatal shooting. Welsh's death has shaken the community of St. Mark and reignited conversations about police accountability and the use of force during public events.